Hello everybody. Most of you will know Ronny Dahl. For those of you who don't, his channel, Four Wheeling Australia. You've been around a long time. Very successful, I must say. Very good content.
Thanks.
Those of you who don't know Ronny, go and check out his channel.
Yeah, much appreciated. Your content is pretty damn good too.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And you've now come to your senses.
I bought a Troopy. Come to my senses. Yeah.
Okay, so the video that came out last week is you announced to everybody with enormous, completely over the top, I loved it, excitement about the troop carrier that you've just bought.
Yes.
So the obvious question is, why did you wait so long? I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and travelling to the remotest parts of the world. These videos are made possible by contributions from Patreons. Join the Patreon family now.
Why did I wait so long? Oh, well, I always saw Troopy as like a two-person vehicle.
Yeah.
And I think most people see it as a two-person vehicle, but I've got ideas for a four-person vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Slash three-person vehicle slash two-person vehicle.
Okay.
So, therefore, I decided to take the plunge finally. I've always wanted to do it, but having two kids and a wife, it's a bit difficult.
That's a problem.
It is a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try. Well, I'm going to make this into, a bit of a tourer that can be changed. So it's adaptable. That's my mission ahead. How I'm going to get there, I've got a rough idea, but I've still got a lot of trial and error to get there. With legalities of seats and all those kind of things, which is why I bought a workmate that's 2015 with
the bench seats.
The bench seats.
Yes.
Because that is the only vehicle I can possibly, not 100%, possibly get over the line to have two seats sideways facing.
That's very exciting. I'm very, very glad you're doing that. Because I've always said that the Troopy is wonderful, and I love it to bits. For two people.
Yeah.
More than two. So if you're now saying, actually, it's a great platform for more, I'm really looking forward to seeing how you do that.
Hopefully I get it right. There's a few hurdles I've got to jump over.
Yep.
And it is a bit of a risk going this way, but the risk isn't really that high. It just means that I've got two vehicles, and if I can't get this one to be what I want it to be, then I have the family vehicle for family trips with a trailer, which is a 79.
Yes.
And then I have the Troopy as well. But I'm going to do everything I can to make it a four-seater.
Right.
Slash three-seater slash two-seater.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've actually answered my other question, is why the troop carrier, because it's so versatile, being a van and having that headroom and that space.
Yes.
Unlike a Land Cruiser 300, which you considered.
Yeah, I considered.
But cost is one thing.
Yeah.
Apart from cost, would the 300 have worked with your plans?
See, the 300, I would have... No, it won't work with the plans that I've got. A wagon, a 76 wouldn't work with the plans that I've got. There's just not enough room in the back.
Right.
There's just not enough room.
Okay.
And that's why I had a dual cab ute, because trays are quite long.
Yes.
And you can do more with them.
Yes.
But there's a lot more weight involved.
Yes.
So yes, I do understand a Troopy can also be heavy. I understand you've taken a very light approach this time.
Yes.
And that, I think that's the biggest challenge, is making a vehicle with everything you need light.
Yes. And you start compromising. You have to compromise.
Yeah,
otherwise the weight goes stupid.
Mm.
And then I've seen a lot of troop carriers where there has been no compromise.
Yes.
They're over 4 tons.
Yeah.
And that is going to affect the performance. And with the troop carrier as an off-roader, you've probably driven one before, I'm sure, off-road, but the biggest weakness of the troop carrier is it's top-heavy.
Yes.
Now you put a roof conversion in and it becomes a little more top-heavy. Then you put an awning on it, they are top-heavy no matter what you do with them. The moment you change that roof, you just make it worse. So it's one of the things that you have to consider when operating it. It's quite a top-heavy vehicle. And then that's why one of the reasons why I haven't put solar panels on the top of it.
Okay. So
you will find the same challenge with keeping the weight down.
Yes, and that's why, like, look, cutting the roof off and doing that conversion, to me, just makes sense. But at the same time, I'm gonna wait and think about it, because once you've done it, there's no going back, right?
No, there's no going back.
There's no going back. So that's something I'm going to consider over the next 6 months. Look, I've seen other vehicles in modified, and Salty Davenport, he's got his tent on top of the Troopy.
Even top heavy, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
yes.
But I mean, it's Troopy, already high, roof rack, even higher, rooftop tent, even higher again.
Precisely. And the way I look at it is that Troopy, fantastic for 2, and if you do the roof conversion, you're okay weight-wise, it is going up, but it's only for 2. If you're talking about more than 2, then why put a roof conversion on there? What are you going to do with those other people that are travelling?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So the thing is, I sort of view the Troopy as using it for go on day trips and stuff, but also have a versatile to have the pop top on it. But then if I was going to do like a bigger trip and say base camp, then we hook the trailer up as well, because then we got 2 rooftop tents.
Then you've got 2, yes.
And then we got more space for cargo as well, which means that I can possibly keep the Troopy lighter. It's definitely overkill for a trip. We'll have more than what we need.
Yeah.
But it makes it possible, and it makes sleeping so much easier, because at the moment, swag in the back of the ute, trailer, so me and the wife will take the roof top and the kids will take the swag.
Right.
So,
but now you're also talking about having the troop carrier as your East Coast vehicle, which possibly. I think is a fantastic idea, concept, but again, only for 2 people, because your trailer's here.
Yes, that's true.
So you'd have to borrow a trailer.
I'd have to borrow a trailer, which is possible for my situation, and probably your situation too. You'll be able to borrow a trailer.
Yeah.
But I do eventually want to send it to the United States.
Yes.
Because I made some friends there back in 2019, and it's been a while since I've been there and seen them. And speaking to them across the pond is not the same as being there in person.
No.
So it opens up that door for me to get that vehicle over there, because I've always wanted to do Alaska.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to check out Mexico.
Yes.
And I figured while the car's over there, I could say to some friends over there, hey, you can drive my car, but can you drive it to Alaska so when I fly in it's there? That's the idea.
Yeah. I love that idea. I recently imported an aircraft from Ireland, and it cost me over $22,000
for the import.
But it was a 40-foot container.
Okay.
So you're talking about 2/3 that cost for a 40-foot container, in which the Troopy will fit.
Yeah.
Costs are stupid.
Yeah.
5 years ago, 5 years ago, it was a completely feasible thing to spend 4 or 5 grand and get the car over to the States or wherever.
Yeah.
And not a huge cost, considering the content you could create once it was there, go back and leave it there a year or so and go back 2 times, 3 times or whatever. Now, is it worth it? That's with that kind of expense, it just becomes...
It's a scary cost, for sure. But if I did it, it'll be there for a year.
Yes.
So I'd have to just write that off for that year. But then make sure that I go back 3-4 times to use it.
Exactly.
So that's something I have to make sure of. But the good thing is, I can go over there, do that, and then come back and still have a vehicle here to do Australia trips as well.
Okay.
So it's going to be a fine balance, and it's going to be a costly balance, because you can only send it over for a year. I believe.
1 year. It has to leave the country, and then it can come back, but it has to leave the country. I believe it's 12 months.
Yeah. Any longer it gets crushed or something, is that right?
Oh, it's you've got a problem. You've got to get it out of the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're very, very strict.
We'll make it 10 months then.
I was quite relieved to hear, to be honest with you, when you said that the Hilux didn't, I don't know what words you used, float your boat wasn't the expression, but that's what you meant.
Yeah.
It didn't give you a buzz, it didn't give you a fizz.
No, it didn't give me that spark. It wasn't... The wife even put into that. She said, when you sold that Hilux, I could see that there was no attachment. But she hates that I bought a Troopy, because she cannot stand a 70. She goes, you traded in a high-tech brand new, nice curvy vehicle for that. I can see her thinking.
Really old-fashioned design, and yeah, I know what you're saying. Now, you and I are the same in that we love the 70, and the 70 gives us a thrill to just drive it, and we know it. And I, by the way, very good idea. Your offer of somebody wanting to buy a 70 series, and you're offering your services to. That's a great idea. Very good in it.
That was a half joke.
Was it a half joke? Because you are going to get phone calls. I wouldn't have joked like that if you were, because. If I was buying a 70 series, I'd contact you. And I know them quite well, but I'd contact you. It's a great second opinion. But anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll probably contact you to have a second look over it. Okay. Just good to have reassurance,
So, because when I sold my 79 camper, I sold it for the same reason. Actually, the 79 long wheelbase that I created, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
But the camper mix it didn't float my boat. It didn't give me the fizz, so I sold it. And I was given a lot of people gave me a hard time about the fact that I sold it. But what is the fizz for you? What is the fizz about a four-wheel drive and the 70?
Look, the 70, it's manual, it's basic. It doesn't give you much when you buy it, as you know, and you've got to spend money on it to make it yours, to make it livable. I mean, you can still rough out of it, but it's just. I just feel mechanically synced with the vehicle.
Yeah.
And just looking out that window, you got the hum of the motor and the exhaust note as well. Even without the exhaust note, the Troopy still does it because it's the motor. You can still hear it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel the vibration through the gear stick. You can feel the vibration through the steering wheel. It's just, and you're sitting up that little bit higher. You just honestly feel like a king on the road.
Yeah.
Almost.
To me, it is and I think it's the same as you, it's just the ability of the fact that you can tweak this in so many ways, whereas in a modern vehicle, I can't really touch it much, I can do a bit, but where, as you mentioned, blank canvas.
Yes,
It's
complete, Especially with Troopy, that's like next level blank canvas, because everything behind you, it's...
Absolutely. Everything behind you. Absolutely.
Yeah. My brain's doing cartwheels, Still thinking about what am I going to do.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's the sum total of the questions that I actually had for you. When I saw it, I went, at last he's seen the light.
Heard a few people say that, actually. Yeah.
The Troopy, like the 70 series, has got some bad points, but man, has it got a lot of good points.
Yeah,
and that blank canvas thing is what makes it great.
Yes. Look, to the audience, I would like to say that a 70, if you buy it without the intention of spending anything on it, it's probably the worst car to get. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's not a great option. There are better options.
Yeah.
Mostly, there are better options. It is absolutely true. But if you want to do something with it, there's nothing better in the market today.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing better unless you go back and buy old stuff.
Precisely.
This is like the old, but it's new.
Yes.
But it's not. It's 2015. Wind up windows. No central locking.
No good. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. Just you don't have the lockers. You have to spend some bit of money. If you want to put a rear locker on the back, which I would probably do, and you probably don't need one on the front.
Yeah,
well, maybe
I don't do it anyway. But because you can get that switch, you'll just be like, I can see front and rear, but it's not. Yeah, I need to have it.
Okay.
Gotta have it. Yeah.
Good, Ronny. Thank you for your time.
No problems.
Hope you enjoyed a little bit of insight.
Yeah.
And I'll put a link to the video where you introduced it in the description. So people can go and then watch the video where you'll see his excitement. It suited the occasion, I thought.
Yeah. It felt right.
Yeah, good.
It felt right.
See you next time.
See you guys.
Thank you so much for watching. 4xOverland is truly independent of sponsors, and that means our reviews and commentary cannot be influenced by commercial interests. I invite you to help us stay independent and enjoy our supporter-exclusive content. Details in the video description.